everybody. Welcome back to Freaking Awesome Italian. Sorry, I had to take a little hiatus there. I am a student, and school just kind of got away from me, so I had to take a little break. But I'm back, and I hope to be able to pick up the slack from where we left off. So last time we did a pretty heavy one. The essere, right, the present perfect with the house of essere, all that stuff. It was a pretty complicated one. It probably took you a little while to digest it all, to copy it into your flashcards and everything. So I figured it would be pretty good to ease back into things, into the rhythm of these lessons with a pretty easy one that's also extremely helpful. This is something you'll be using all the time, the future tense. Super useful and also very easy. So that's good news for you. I think let's just dive right in. So this is how you form the future tense. It's not scary at all. It's just like what we did when we were forming past participles. Very similar. We've done this before. You can handle this. Check this out. So you just start with the infinitive of the verb. So if you're doing cantare, right? Cantare is the infinitive. Next, you chop off the ending. It would be are, ere, or ire, right? Depending on what kind of verb it is. And then you replace it with the future tense ending. Canterò. So cantare becomes canterò. That's the future tense, first person singular. That means I will sing. See? So it's very straightforward. It's just like forming the past participle. So let's take a look at these endings. These are the future tense six packs for are verbs, ere verbs, and ire verbs when they're regular. As you can see, are and ere verbs are exactly the same. And ire verbs are a little bit different, but they don't really change even that much. It's just the e turns into an I. Other than that, it's all the same. That's what makes the future tense in Italian very easy, is it's pretty regular. There are very few irregular future verbs. We'll cover a couple of important ones towards the end of this video, but in general, this is what you're going to be up against when you're forming the future tense. Notice the accent over the O and the A in the first person singular and third person singular. That's important because that's where the emphasis goes, right? So it's ero, erai, era, and then eremo, so that's on the second to last syllable. Erete, second to last syllable. Eranno, second to last syllable. So if you see the accent, that's where the emphasis goes. If not, it's a good guess it's on the second to last syllable, except for erai, right? That's a diphthong. The ai forms a diphthong, and the emphasis is on that syllable. So there you go. Ero, ere verbs the same. Ero, erai, era. Eremo, erete, eranno. Remember that double N. Ire verbs, iro, irai, ira. Iremo, irete, iranno. If you've studied any other Latin languages, if you've studied Spanish or French or any of those, it's very similar to those. See, it's just very common among Latin languages. The future tense is pretty easy. So let's drill. I'm going to leave that chart up there for reference, and you go ahead and translate each one of these things in this bulleted list. Pause the video, write it down in your notebook, and then unpause the video and we'll see how you did. So the first one, starting out, I will sing, cantare, becomes canterò, right? You just chop off the are, replace it with ero, because it's an are verb. You just look on that chart. It's very easy, canterò. We will sleep. Dormire is the infinitive. We will sleep is dormiremo. And as you know, the pronouns, the personal pronouns, are optional. You can say noi dormiremo, or you can just say dormiremo, right? So it all depends on if you want to put emphasis on, like, we will sleep, as opposed to someone else, right? Otherwise, you can just say dormiremo. You don't need the pronoun. They will write, which is scrivere. Remember how we covered how ere verbs, sometimes the emphasis is on the third to last syllable, sometimes it's on the second to last. Well, scrivere is one where it's on the third to last, scrivere. And they will write, scriveranno, scriveranno. You, singular, will cook. Cucinare becomes cucinerai, cucinerai. You, plural, will walk. Camminare becomes camminerete, camminerete. He will read. Leggerà, leggerà. Remember that double G, double letters. Here, this is a little bit of a tricky one, this next one. And if you didn't get this right, it's not your fault because I didn't cover this. I just want to show you this now. She will eat. See how that's mangiare. The future is mangerà. Mangerà without that I. Why is that? Because why is that I there in the infinitive? It's there to give the G the j sound, the soft j sound. Without that I, it would be mangare, right? Mangare. But since the I is there, it gives the G before it a soft j sound. But in the future, right after the G is an E. So the I isn't necessary so that the G can retain its j sound, right? So you don't need to write the I. It's just mangerà without the I. The pronunciation doesn't really change. Mangiare, mangerà. Either way, it's a j followed by that vowel. So that's just something to keep in mind for the verb mangiare. We will watch, guardare, guarderemo, guarderemo. I will leave, partire, partire, partirò. For those of you like me who are Andrea Bocelli fans, you'll recognize that one from con te, partirò. I will leave with you. Here are the future tenses of some common verbs that you might need quite often. I just wanted to show them to you just because they're irregular. Like we said at the beginning, remember some of the very most common verbs that you'll be using all the time are the irregular ones. And then when you get to the less common verbs, they're more regular. So these are the ones that you'll be using all the time. Essere, they have the same endings, it's just that instead of tacking on to the end of the infinitive like we saw, they're a little bit different. Sarò, sarai, sarà. I will be, you will be, she will be, saremo, sarete, saranno. We will be, you plural will be, they will be. Avere, right, to have. Avrò, I will have. Avrai, avrà. Avremo, avrete, avranno. So there you go. Those are some two common irregular verbs that you'll be using all the time. So if you just learn those two and then the regular endings, you'll be able to do probably 99% of verbs that you'll be running into. That's all I have for you today. Just wanted to ease into something a little bit easy for the first time back. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Arrivederci.